Hey, Quick Smoke here, and I'm just going to do a quick little cook video here for kind of like a lazy man meal. This is a Scottish meal. You usually call it minced and taters. We're not going to use any taters, but we're going to use the mince, which is pretty much ground beef in a crock pot cooked up with some veggies. So we have about 2 small onions diced up right there. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a can of sliced carrots. Okay, let me drain these real quick. Okay, so then we're going to add some carrots in here. And then the next thing we're going to add is some frozen peas. If I can locate them, please. There we go. So we're going to tear this open. I'm just going to add some frozen peas. There we go. And I think I am going to throw some celery in it. If I have some celery stock. Let's check. I certainly do. And I'm trying to do this as quick as possible because the battery on my camera is dying. So I'm going to take about 2 ribs and rinse it off real quick here. And the only reason why I'm adding the celery is just for flavor. I don't care if it disintegrates in the crock pot. So I'm going to cut it really thin, real quick. You don't need to see my knife skills. Just going to cut it real thin. There we go. And as you can see, I have some celery here. I'm going to spread it around. Mix this up. And then the next thing I'm going to put in is my hamburger. And I'm just going to plop it right in the middle there. Okay, I'm not going to mix it up. I'm not going to chop it up or anything. I'm going to add some... I love this seasoning on just about everything. It's Montreal. So we're going to throw some of this in here. Right on top of the burger. And then I'm going to add some broth. It's kind of just enough to cover things up a little bit. And then I'm going to set my crock pot on high and let it cook for about 4 to 5 hours. And we'll check it in 3 to see if the hamburger's cooked. And we're going to do for 4. Enter on high. There we go. And we will be back in about 3 hours to check on it. Alright, so we're back. It's been about 2 hours. We're going to check to see how it looks inside here. Looks like we're doing good. we're gonna break up this hamburger here to get it cooking a little bit better. I want to keep it in kind of big chunks from what I'm told. Do a little mixing. It smells absolutely delicious right now. And it's not even fully cooked. So there we go. We're going to mix it up and put the cover back on. Let it cook for a couple more hours. I think I'll bring it back when it's about 95% done. Alright, see you in a bit. Alright, so we have been cooking on high for 3 hours now. Just about 3 hours. It's time to add a little thickener. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of cornstarch into some cold water and lightly mix it in here. So here's 1, there's 2, and I'm going to add some cold water to it. Alright, we're just mixing it in, and I'm just going to add it right here. It's going to thicken it up nicely. Just going to take our spoon, give it a quick mix. We don't want this, you can make this as thick as you want. You don't want it, I say you don't want it too thick, but you want it thick enough so it acts like a gravy. And I'm actually going to add in one other ingredient. It's called Gravy Master. It's going to add a little extra beefy flavor to it. Not a whole lot, just a couple of drops. There we go. It's going to darken it a little bit. Help with the gravy flavor. See how you can see already that it's almost it's absolutely darker. So we're gonna leave it on high for another hour. When we come back, I will have made a cup of rice with beef stock, and we should be done. So we'll see you back here in about an hour. Alright folks, we are back and it is done. Let's take a look at it real quick. I'm gonna shut off, unplug this. This is exactly how it should look when it's done. And let me tell you, the house smells so delicious right now. So off camera, I actually cooked I added a couple more teaspoons of cornstarch to thicken it up a little bit more, and I did about a cup and a quarter of rice boiled in beef broth to give it a little bit more of a beef flavor. So right now it's time to break out the fine china as usual and make ourselves something to eat. Let's test it out. Alright, so we're going to get ourselves good amount of rice here. I love rice, so got our rice. And we're just gonna, oops, grab a scoop of this. Just pour it right on top there. I'm gonna get a little extra broth and I'm gonna put it right on top. Now, there's not much spice in this, so I'm gonna actually add a little extra salt there. As you can see, it's not thick. It's more of a broth type gravy. Let's give it a bite here. Look at that. Can use a little bit more seasoning, a little bit more salt, but other than that, that is absolutely delicious. It's good for a nice cold winter day. Not too heavy, not really light, and you can actually just eat this by itself. You don't even need the rice, I think. Thicken it up and be a little bit more stewy. So yeah, here we go. I mean, it's a Scottish meal originally called minced meat and taters. I didn't use the taters, I used rice. So, I mean, a hamburger topping with rice, I guess you could call it in America. I do suggest that you try this out. And if you do and you choose to improve on it or you use the same recipe as I am, please let me know in the comments. I'd be glad to hear how you improved it or how it came out for you and how you like it. Now, if you don't want to use this meal and you are looking for something to cook, there is a playlist still on Vault Girl 145's and J Picodeth's channel called the Geeks and Gamers Can Cook. And also, I believe the Nerdy Cook lady, who is Pixel, she has her own cooking channel as well. Check them out. If you can't find something to cook, you don't belong in a kitchen. If you can't find something to cook from those 3 places. So, in saying, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up. And subscribe if you're not subscribed. And we can all have a good dinner together. Bye.